Before we start this video, I just want to say that this story was based on a real event that has been reported on the news, so it's not for sensible souls. With that being said, let's begin. It was Saturday night in the middle of November when the incident happened. Kaylee and Madison, two best friends, went out to a club near the University of Idaho in the US. On the other side, Ethan and Zana, who were dating, went to another place that night. All these Forest College's students went to the University of Idaho and lived in the same dorm with two other anonymous roommates, except for Ethan that lives in another house but will come to sleep sometime with his girlfriend. So 6 people in total were in the dorm that night. Saturday night, and these 4 college students all went partying until really late that night. Kaylee and Madison, the two best friends, used a private person to get a ride home at 1:45 a.m. While on the other side, Ethan and Zana, the couple, arrived at the house near 2 a.m. And this is where the nightmare began. Close to 4 a.m., one roommate heard what she thought was crying coming from the couple's room. Maybe she thought that there was just a heated dispute between the couple. But the crying continued. When the roommate opened the door, she saw a man in black clothes and a mask walking right past her. She stood frozen and in shock. The man was nearly 6 feet tall, not very muscular, but athletic. It was only in the morning near 11 a.m. that the 2 roommates who survived noticed something was wrong, and they called the police because one of the victims has passed out and wasn't waking up. It was only when the police arrived that they discovered 4 dead bodies. The couple and the 2 best friends were all found stabbed. The 4 students were probably asleep when they were stabbed. For the following weeks, police will be searching for clues, and all they found was that a driver of a white Hyundai was seen near the area of the victim's house many times, like a suspicious amount of times before the date of the murder. On December 15th, after nearly a month of investigation, a white Hyundai that the authorities were looking for was stopped twice that day. First time for speeding, and the second time for following another vehicle too closely. In the car, Bryan, a 28-year-old criminology PhD student at Washington State University, located less than 10 miles away from the University of Idaho. He just finished his semester and is driving with his dad to another place. The state police immediately arrested him, but he was released not long after because there was no information at the time on the suspect, or specific information on the white Hyundai. 2 weeks after the arrest, DNA from the suspect was discovered on a victim's bed, and it matches the DNA of Bryan. He is officially arrested and taken into custody. The police checked Bryan's phone, and it was revealed that he was at least 12 times near the victim's house before the murder, but his phone was off when the murders unfolded. The police said that no arrest will ever bring back these young students. However, we do believe justice will be found through the criminal process. Now I know you're asking, wait, but that case was solved, right? But the video is about an unsolved mystery. Well, let me explain. Right now, Bryan is only a suspect. Well, a pretty big suspicious suspect in this case. But there are many problems. If Bryan is the murderer, why did he stab these 4 persons specifically? And what's their relation with them? Why the surviving roommates waited 8 hours after the crime to call the police? Did Bryan plan that Ethan, the boyfriend, will be sleeping over with Zana that night? So Ethan was at the wrong place at the wrong time, or was it all planned? A recent article from ABC News suggests that Bryan's DNA could have been planted at the scene. This could be a possibility because the police searched for 1 whole month before finding his DNA. The IgG, the investigative genetic genealogy, found no match with the DNA left at the crime scene at first. Well, let's find out what the internet has to say. It really gets worse and worse the more you read about him. PhD students in criminology at Washington University who posted on Reddit asking prior criminals how they committed their crimes and how they felt. Yup. I dug a little on that matter and I found some pretty shocking things. Bryan's account on Reddit was deleted, but I found a rare screenshot of one of his posts. His survey consists of seeking to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. A few of his questions were like, how was life before the crime occurred? Did you prepare your crime before leaving your home? How did you enter the location where the crime occurred? These questions are very creepy and suspicious if you ask me. I'm really interested to see the connection he has to the 4 victims. Why them? Same. Why them? How did he know any of them? Why all of them? Why a knife and not a gun? Also, reportedly, he asked if he was the only one they arrested, so that might not be a great sign. Guns are loud, he killed them all while they were sleeping, it seems. So sad and so strange. Almost feels like this person just wanted to commit a crime. The two surviving roommates must be dealing with unimaginable PTSD. This guy is a psychopath. I think it's becoming pretty clear his motive was that he just wanted to murder people. So I think had he known there were 2 more girls on the bottom floor, he would have murdered them too. He just didn't know they were there. How terrifying and traumatizing, especially with all the horrible allegations people have been making toward the 2 innocent girls. All your comment has been interesting. So is Bryan really the criminal? There's a high probability, but it is also possible that he is not. Was Bryan just a mentally unstable person? Was Bryan's DNA really planted? As of June 2023, the mystery is still unsolved and still going. I am neither supporting Bryan nor accusing him. I am just searching for the truth about who murdered these 4 college's students. What do you guys think about this case? You can write your opinion in the comment section and subscribe to hear more stories like this.